All right, say hey everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Conor Mac Picks will be joining us here in just a second. Nice to see everyone in the chat bright and early on a Sunday morning. Yes, back in my I guess asylum, as you can see with all my decorated walls. We're back home. So it's nice to see everyone in the chat. Prepared today, ready to tackle this card. A shit day yesterday. Horrible day. All the teams sidewise I picked, none of them scored a run. Not one run scored between three teams that we bet on. Yordan Alvarez comes out of the game early. Thank you, Debbie Cab. That was just hilarious to see, honestly. And then we push that over in the Orioles game. So shit day. Took a step back. We were touching the black there. We were so close, but now we're back down to 5 units. So just reality smacks you in the face sometimes, and sometimes you need it. So I'm excited to get into this card with everyone. There's the record up on the screen. We've been doing pretty well, and shout out to all the people in the chat who've been doing well as well. Like our guy to start with, Professor Chris, 8-1 yesterday, back up 40 units. Shout out to you, Professor Chris. And speaking also of running hot, Justin McKelvey, Padres team total over 3.5. Stacks play of the day, 201 and 202 there. 6 straight for Stacks there. 6 straight. Shout out to you. Ron Crawford, spreadsheet dog play of the day, has also been great this year. Shout out to you, Ron Crawford. And it's going to be an exciting day. It's going to be an exciting day of baseball. We have a potential game of the year candidate coming up today. And it's all going to be talked about by me and my guy, Conor Mac Picks, who will be joining us here very shortly. RVD 420 asking about soccer plays. For anyone in the chat, the Euros have been going off. I'm wearing, you can't see it now because of the graphics. Let me just move this. I am wearing my Netherlands jersey. Shout out to Le Orange for coming back and winning today. That was very nice. I am a Netherlands guy when it comes to this. Why, you might ask? Half of Liverpool is from Netherlands. So shout out to that. Shout out to the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I think I have to do something with my dad today. So that'll be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what I do with my dad today. So can't wait to see all that unfolds here today. But let's get into the action here. And let us start with the Cardinals and the Cubs here. Good rivalry game. The Roku game starts in about 2 hours, I believe. Tyone versus Michaelis. Tyone finally had a good start. He had like a string of just shit starts right there, and then he finally got back into his groove, I guess. Last time out against the Rays, 6-inning shutout, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Before then, he got touched up against the White Sox, which is tough. 5 innings, 10 hits, 5 earned runs. Milwaukee got him for 3 earned runs over 6. And these very Cardinals, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 3 earned runs at the Cardinals here. It's okay start, not the best, not something I want to back. Michaelis on the other side has now been on a month-long heater of just pitching well here. And we talked about him. He's just locating his pitches really well. The stuff isn't really there, but his location has been awesome. So shout out to him. His last start, 7 innings, 1 hit, no earned run, 6 Ks, 1 walk against the Pirates at Houston. 6 innings, 2 earned runs there over 5 hits. Just good starts. And this has been a month-long run here of goodness, I guess is what we'll call it here. And it's going to be interesting to see if it continues today. I have not moved on anything. By the way, shout out to Rocco Rogers, who said he's just got out of the hospital for a couple of days. I'm glad that you're out. Hope you're doing well, Rocco. Nice to see you in the chat, my man. So glad to hear that, my guy, Rocco. Markets in this game. Let's talk about them. 76% of the bets, 86% of the money on Los Cubs here. That's a little surprising, honestly. I thought the Cardinals would get a little more love there. Opened up at a minus 126 for the Cubbies here. And I'm going to refresh one more time here on my odds sheet so I can have the latest information. Minus 123 now for the Cubs. So a slight movement down. I'd agree with that. This is Cardinals or nothing for me here, gents. Total in this game, you guys see it on the screen, 11. 11 is what this started out at. 78% of the bets, 85% of the money on the under in this game. That does not happen often anymore, especially with that long total 11. Already down to 10.5. And everyone knows when we see high totals in Wrigley Field, all we need to do is give Swish Analytics an update or go to that Wrigley Field flag cam, and you'll see 14.6 mile an hour winds blowing out to left field, up to 15, up to 16 going out to left center. So very interesting. Going to be very windy, and shout out to Roku for having this game. But I have no action. I think I lean towards the Cardinals here, and I'm semi-interested, but I don't know if I'll move on them. Welcome in Conor Mac. Conor, it's nice to see you. And it's going to be very interesting to see how we do today.
Jose.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, that is me. The WWE makes sure that we know that that's their song every time on Medicate Monday as well. So shout out to the
Really?
WWE. Yeah, they make sure to be like, hey, motherfuckers, that's us every time on Medicate Monday. But it is a good song, and shout out to him. So shout out to No Way Jose. Conor, how are you?
I'm good. I am ready to rock and roll. Huge Sunday card. Happy Father's Day. Shout out to my dad. Happy Father's Day and all the fathers out there. Shout out to everyone in the chat as well. I'll hit up all you guys in a minute. Appreciate it. Got JPZ in there, Rocco, Vitalis, Justin, Professor Chris. Hell yeah, Morgan, let's get it rolling. Jose, did you break this game down here?
Yeah, I like the Cardinals here. I haven't moved on it. Line slightly gone towards the Cardinals. Michaelis has been pitching well for a month straight, and Taillon finally had his first good start in what seems like a month. Michaelis is just locating his shit, and doesn't have to be, electric stuff if you're putting it when you want it. But I didn't move on the game. I was a little dubious. Anything for you here?
No, I didn't move on it either. This game yesterday, though, I sat with it all the night before in the morning and didn't move on the under. And of course, Shota just was driving me crazy yesterday. Obviously, I think there's going to be a ton of runs here. This has gone down though, right, Jose? 10.5
Yeah,
last half hour.
10.5. And surprisingly, because for the last few months, it's been all the money and bets have been on the overs for almost every game. And this is one of those rare ones. This is like, if Troy was here, he'd probably tell us it's like the third one in the last 3 months. But more money and bets on the under here, 78 and 85.
Yeah. Well, you know what? How do you trust these lineups? I think that's what they're going off. I know these pitchers are awful, but both these teams, Cubs can't hit a lick. Cardinals a little bit better, but still bottom of the barrel. And they've been a little bit better, like even yesterday against lefties. Not that I thought they'd get to Shota, but the last 2 weeks. But for the year, still awful. I think there is going to be more runs here. Both these teams have seen both these pitchers so many times. Obviously, they see each other a ton in division. So, and there was a few guys I think to look prop wise. The guy's been old man coming around. Jose Arenado, and he has good numbers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Goldschmidt. I was like, which one of the old men?
Yeah, quite one a little bit older in Goldschmidt. But Arenado, I thought he, 8 for 16, and he's been coming through a little bit. I had to stay off him completely, to start the year. But I think his Ribbia's over plus 150 was a decent look in this game. But I stayed off too. Cardinals was my lean, plus 110. I'd take them any day right now over the Cubs.
I agree with that. Let's move on to Nationals. Marlins here. Mitchell Parker, one of my guys this year in the rotation. Great lefty. Well, good lefty. But I don't know what it is, Connor. I have a theory that the Nationals had to dedicate so many resources to try to salvage Patrick Corbin. During the years he was shit, they were like, all right, we need to figure out how to make lefties good, how to make this lefty good. That somehow, Connor, there's just been a trickle-down effect to all the other lefties, in the organization. They're like, oh, okay, so we're supposed to do with this with the lefty. If it works for Patrick Corbin, let's try it on our fucking young guys. And Mitchell Parker has been great. They traded for Mackenzie Gore, and he's been great. And it's been very interesting to see. And that's just my running theory right now. Or maybe Patrick Corbin is just the fucking best left-handed pitching coach out there. He just knows what to tell these kids and gets them going. Who knows? But I think Mitchell Parker has just been solid. He's been one of my guys. I've bet him throughout the year. Now, the issue with betting him is that the Nationals offense is finally catching up to what it is, and that's shit. And yesterday, they scored enough runs against the lefty to win. And the fucking Marlins obviously didn't show up yesterday bats-wise. And we're back here again, another lefty-lefty matchup. Two, or you could say, better pitchers from yesterday. And I did want to bet the under, honestly. Both these teams are shit against lefties, like I mentioned. 63% of the bets, 62% of the money on the over. And surprisingly enough, and I'll refresh again on my total, this is going up. We're seeing it 8.5 at some places and juiced 8 minus 125. I was shocked. I thought this was an under game written all over it, but I maybe not. Connor, what do you think?
Me too. When I was going everything, not that it's not crazy offensive weather too. Wolf buying the dish. When I first went over this, I was like, this is an under. And now it's moving. They think there's going to be runs in this one. Parker's been a guy to count on. It seems like he, like you were just saying, goes 5 or 6, gives up 3 runs like clockwork. I don't trust the Marlins at all. I think in this game will be quick. Like I said, I wanted the under. I don't love the move. But I think this is Nats or nothing here. You know what? They haven't hit lefties great over the last few years. They were better, Jose, but they're not awful here. You know, they're not the Brewers, the Padres. Some of these teams, they're like what 21st, right around there. And I think they keep moving on up versus lefties. They've seen Luzardo. Some of these guys have pretty good numbers off him. I think they're at 273. Got to look out for. He's raking. Homer yesterday again. Lane Thomas, my dude. Lane train, Jose. 7 for 16 off Luzardo, 3 yaks. Look for Lane Thomas today. I'm on his props, so get up on it. So yeah, Nats in this one for sure. That's the only thing I'd be on.
You know, Connor, I guess you've inspired me because I consider you the Don of the home run props, but it's been quietly smashing home run props this year. I bet 3 and I've hit 2 of them, is what I mean by that. But yeah, and they've all been on the Phillies, which is hilarious too. It's just Schwarber and Harper. So quietly, we're dipping our toes into the props.
Get on a couple helps. Helps that unit.
Yeah. It definitely helps.
400 or 500 catches up real quick. Yeah, but yeah. Look to that real quick. I like the Nats team total. Jose, the 3.5 to minus 140. Maybe if you want to make it a 4, that was my kind of look as well. But I think if they do that, they win the game, and you're getting right around minus 115. So
yeah, I like the Nationals too. I might end up moving on them full game with you, Connor. Admittedly, I'm gonna keep it pushing here, and I'll come back to Los Nationals because we have potentially, perhaps, the game of the year coming up. Phillies, Orioles, 2 great teams, 1-1 series, both aces on the mound. Who comes away with this victory? It's going to be a very fun game to watch. Total at 7. Unsurprising with these 2 guys, but still just kind of surprising to see with these offenses, Connor. I bet the over every game this series so far. You got heard. I pushed yesterday. I cashed the day before. And it's been one of those cases where all the money's on one side and then it just keeps dropping, and it dropped a run, and I still bet the over, and we still, had those put cash and pushes. Now, this one is going to be a little more difficult here. 89% of the bets, 87% of the money on the over in this game, obviously. As is every game, apparently. And this total is actually starting to move up. We had it opened up at 7 minus 110, now 7 minus 120. Very interesting. And the money line in this game is even more fascinating for me. 77% of the bets, 73% of the money on the Orioles. I thought this would be definitely closer to 50-50. And this line opened up minus 115 Orioles and shot up to minus 130 here. So very interesting, Connor. I mean, we know who Burns, we know who Wheeler are. You could make a case and say these are the 2 Cy Young Award winners this year, honestly. And I'd be listening. And it's going to be a great game. I find it very difficult to bet on. For me, it just line movement. It seems like the Orioles are going to win here. I'd be actually interested in an over in this game. And again, a third straight over in this series. But I don't know. It's the thing is, if we get, let's just say we get 6 innings of each pitcher, they give up 1 run each, and we just need 5 runs for the rest of the game for the bullpen. I think we could get there. I really do. These bullpens, again, do not impress me. Me and Jimmy had that conversation on the show last, I think it was on Friday, actually, about how I think this Philly bullpen is not good, and the stats all say that they are, but I'm still very dubious about them. So I'm going to be very interested to see how it all develops. I think that their bullpen is not as good as it indicates right now, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this game rocks out. I like the over, Conor Mac. I have nothing official yet. What do you think?
Shout out to BJ in here, chosen one. The Juice. He likes the Phillies up in here. Markwell, as always. Coogie, what up, my dude? John, did you have your steak here? He's asking, Jose.
No, I did not. I had to dip because obviously had to come and do this show and prepare. So I left Saturday morning, but I did see Cab before I went. I said hello. I did the classic, Connor. By the way, I was 30 minutes driving. There was an hour from Cabs. I'm 30 minutes away, and then I look and I'm like, oh, where's my wallet? And thank God I have a fucking AirTag in my wallet. And of course, I left it in my Airbnb. So it was very great. It was very great. So I
So you had to go back?
Yep, had to do the whole turnaround, go back. It was the fucking biggest pain in my fucking ass ever. But by the way, shout out to BJ for liking the Nerfy in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I'd be. Hey, those first 2 games, what did they score? Another run in the bottom of the 8th to make it 6-2 yesterday?
Yeah, they scored 3 in the bottom of the 8th.
3 in the 8th.
I believe.
So you pushed?
And then and they pushed. And I was just hoping. I was like, come on, Phillies, just find me a fucking garbage time run in here. Just give me one.
You got it. And the day
all
before,
these games were close too. Like they're close and sweaty because the first one went to extra innings.
Yeah,
and it was like it had to be tied, and then Cab reminded me of that play at the plate that made the game tied and shit, and it was the whole thing. Yeah, these were tight, but they all went over or pushed, obviously.
You know how I hate a 7, and these lineups are just so good. I'm on the under. I'm on the under 7 here, Jose. I have to take it. I think one of these guys gets hit, and I'm more leaning to it being Wheeler. I get how people look Phillies with him on the mound, even on the road, and are like, as a dog, want to take him. But, and the only time he got hit this year, that one start on the road really bad, was the Marlins. And they've hit him in the past, weirdly, a few times over the last 4 or 5 years. They see him 2 or 3 times a year. But we got Birds. We got him at home. I just had to be on the under in this game, and I got the 2 aces I talk about. I don't want it real often. I just think we got a low-scoring game. Maybe the solo homer. That's what I need with, obviously, these lineups that are this good. Not the 3-run shot. But, yeah, I'm on the under in this one. I think the last couple of days he got runs. So, yeah, under here.
Okay. Under for Connor. I'm going to stay off. It's going to be a fun game to watch. And Mark, let me tell you who I don't trust in this fucking bullpen. Do you trust Matty Strom? I don't.
Bullpens are tough with these 2 teams, for sure.
Do you trust Kirkring, Mark? I don't. Jeff Hoffman? Okay, he's your third arm in there, and he's I guess okay, but yeah, I don't know. Sir Anthony and Alvarado, I trust, sure. But we'll see, Mark. But I'm still the guy that says this Phillies bullpen when the postseason comes.
Kimbrel, just
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, Kimbrel's also fucking horrible.
I just
Yeah.
don't do it.
Cano should be their full-time closer by now. I think he actually is now already, but like, God, what a pain in the ass that guy has been. I can't believe the Orioles signed him. What a bad decision. It's going to be interesting to see how all these go in the playoffs, though, because I still think the Phillies win the World Series. You know, I don't trust their bullpen still. I think they'll get another bullpen arm or two, and I still think they're going to win the World Series. So
they're stacked.
Yeah, they're great. So, Mark, we're still on the same team either way. Once the October comes, I'll have my Phillies red come out. Atlanta Braves, Tampa Bay Rays here. A funny series. Connor, every time one of these Braves pitchers comes up, like, you know, Schmidt Shaver, this fucking guy, you know, whoever it is, Ray Kerr, you know, I just, all of those guys, I never trust. I never want to back. And I always want to fade those dudes. And some of them can come out there and pitch well. You know, like I've been bit in the ass, I'm sure, by these dudes. But every time they come out here, I just think the Braves are really not that great at pitching development. Like Darius Vines, Alan Winnis. I mean, like Spencer Schlossenberger, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. None of those guys are good. And every time one of these guys come up, I want to fade them. And I feel like there's just a bias in my head believing like this Braves offense, and they've not been good this year either. So I want to take the Rays here, and might even just take them team total over, so I don't have to worry about it. But I do like the Rays here, and I just will continue not to believe in the Braves pitching development. And it's just hilarious to see because obviously Fried and Spencer Strider are two homegrown pitchers, sure, but that's it. So let's go to the markets. 84% of the bets, 88% of the money on the Braves here. Not really that surprising. The line has gone up, was minus 115, now minus 122, minus 120, around there. Totals market here. Where are we? 60% of the bets and 55% of the money on the under. Wow. Another rare kind of split right there. For this opened up at 9, juice to the over at minus 125, and it's kind of gone back down to even there at minus 110 each way. Connor, any thoughts on this game?
Yeah, the pitching. I think this kid's a bit different and going to be better. They've rushed him, though, here. They've had to. I mean, he just got drafted, you know, last year, and he's raced through right to AA, AAA. His biggest key, and he got tattooed against the Nats, and I faded him there June 9th, and he got hit. I think he could pitch better here, first start at home. The biggest problem for him is he walks people as a control. That was his problem in college. I think he went to Florida. But he's got good stuff. If he doesn't walk people, I think he'd pitch well. Braves finally put up runs. It was bound to happen here. Olsen, Riley, these guys get going. You know, and they scored 9 runs yesterday. I don't know if they can do that again. And Eflin's been better on the road, Jose, but no way. If you like the Rays, I'd go with the team total. Back Eflin on the road. He's just not that guy. Even though he's had a few good starts this year, I think the Braves can get some runs off of him. And this seems cheap. You know, I think it's Braves or nothing.
I think I'll stay off. Tampa Bay team total over 4.5.
You can't get a
not
4?
that appealing. Yeah, no, I had 4s or a 4.5. Excuse me. I would rather have a 4, obviously. Maybe a 3.5. I would have been awesome with, but no thanks here.
Rays stay patient. They could get some runs. This start's going to be. I want to watch him.
And obviously, I don't trust the Rays or the Braves bullpen either. They're okay, but just not a bullpen I really have faith in either. So,
yeah.
And by the way, Nicholas Handy.
No Harris too, right? He's out. This lineup is tough, but I still think it's decent. There's some good numbers off Eflin too. Some of these guys, Albies, Duvall. So if you're looking for some props, there's some pretty good numbers. They've seen him a ton.
Yeah,
the old Phillies days.
This is not the Braves lineup we once knew, Conor Mac.
No.
Jared Kelenic, Ozzie Albies, Ozuna, who is apparently the best hitter in baseball.
That guy's just
Matt
What Roy's
Olson.
is he on?
Who
Like,
knows?
what's
Who
he
knows?
taking?
He's on those. I have to pay off lawyer fees and jail
Yeah,
fines,
my
so I have
5
to play
baby mamas.
baseball well. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to. I literally have to play well. I guess I don't know. But Kelnick, Albies, Ozuna, Olson, who's been horrible. Riley, Duvall, Travis Darno, Orlando Arcia, Ramon Laureano. That is not
Hey,
what we used to know.
it's not used to it, but I think it could be worse. But yeah, it is.
By the way, shut to Jackson Merrill as well, who's like 21 years old and one of the best hitters in baseball right now as well. No
True.
action for me. Connor, do you have anything official here?
Yeah, I like the Braves.
Braves for Connor. Let's go on to another game that bit me in the ass yesterday. I took the Guardians yesterday against the Jays. No runs. Nothing. And I like him again here today, Conor Mac,
I don't
against
blame
Jose
you.
Barrios. They get shut out yesterday. That sucked. And this is one of those things that I got to work on. Going back to a bet that I lose the day before, sometimes it's a good thing. You know, the undoing project, blah, 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 blah. We've all heard that from Jimmy. I will continue to not believe in Jose Barrios. We talked about his underlying numbers a while ago. I will not believe in the guy. Ben Lively, is not the guy that I also would like to back in this scenario, honestly. But he's not been, horrible. And I will gladly accept him as a starting pitcher here. 5 innings shutout against the Marlins. It's the Marlins, though. 5 2/3, 2 earned runs against the Nationals. 7 innings, 2 earned runs against the Angels. 5 2/3, 1 earned run against the Mets. These are all pretty bad teams. But guess what? The Toronto Blue Jays hit like a pretty bad team. So that's okay. This month against righties, Toronto with 24th, 77 weighted runs created plus. I mean, the Cleveland Guardians are obviously not going to be much better. Let's see. They're actually 10th, 114 weighted runs created plus. So, I just like the Guardians here to get the win. Just come back, do it. And yes, Rocco, I do know J Ram paternity leave. Yeah, he had a baby. So I don't expect him to play. I would I assume
He's not in the
they're not going to
lineup.
play. Yeah, I'm assuming he's not going to play, but I still believe in this Guardians team. I mean, hands up. I do, in fact, think that this Guardians team is more than just Jose Ramirez. They have the best record in baseball. I'll admit that it's just more than him, but he would help, obviously. So, I will believe in the Guardians here to get some runs here. Connor, what do you think? I'm going to move on the Guardians full game.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I wonder if we get runs in this game. Lively's been pretty good. I mean, more than pretty good. He hasn't faced really too tough of lineups on the road. He's had like the Angels, Rangers weren't doing much, White Sox. Hey, but here, what do we go with the Blue Jays? This is one of the biggest enigmas. The Blue Jays. Phil, you got it. Naylor. No Ramirez. Naylor here. The price was insane. He's 6 for 10 with a homer. But his RBI was plus 165 and his homer was plus 600. Take it. I'm on it. In the 4-hole, I mean, other than Ramirez, there's like 64 RBIs. He's got 50. So in the 4-hole, Stephen Kwan's back. Another guy. I'm on that in this game. I bet that. And I'd be on the Guardians as well. Yeah, I don't really buy the Blue Jays. I think, you know what they're going to be, Jose? 34 and 36, they're going to be 80 and 82 or whatever the fuck at the end of the year.
Yeah, no, the Boston Red Sox are right there with them. The Red Sox will be an average ball club, but I will admit, Connor, they're starting to get me. They're starting to hook me back in, those Red Sox.
Oh, don't do it.
They're starting
just when
to,
you think you're gonna get, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't bet on them yesterday either, and I guess should have.
I
Connor
like
Mac.
it today. I take him today.
We will talk about them here very shortly, and it's going to be very fun to talk about that game. I'm going to move on it with you, Connor Mac. We talked about it off the top about how my home run props have been sneaky nice. This is going to be my first non-Phillies home run prop, so it'll be very fun as well. My former friend, Josh Naylor, plus 550 for me, home run.
When he goes yard, joyous. You're
It's
gonna
gonna
love
be
it.
very, yeah. It's
Not
gonna
even
be, yeah.
half unit.
I love it too. And my favorite part is because I was Connor, I think I've told you I was a bat boy for a little bit. And then
We got some
Josh,
pictures of that.
I don't. No, there's no pictures of that. The jersey uniform was gigantic on me, and I was 20 years old, so it was still big. But I was the bat boy for the AA team here, and it was the Padres. And Josh Naylor was on the team with Tatis and Ty France and a bunch of those dudes. So the team was pretty
Nice.
decent. But I'll always remember my first impression of Josh Naylor being, who the hell is this fat dude? And why the hell is he hitting 340? I was like, what the hell? How the hell? He's got the highest fucking batting average on this team, and he's gigantic. And I was like, oh
you
my
know
God.
what? He's, I don't. Last year he hit like 308. I don't know if he hits 300, but he's not a 230 hitter, so that average will keep going up. I mean, as good as his
good.
power's been, his RBIs. I mean, I think he'll be in the 275. At least because he is a solid hitter.
He was also not as crazy back then. The crazy has ratcheted up a little bit.
Yeah, I love it.
He was pretty chill. So yes, and Phil, yes, you can indeed be a bat boy at 20. I was horrible.
They probably thought you were like 13.
I mean, I definitely
did
looked
you even
like
have facial hair?
No, of course not. I was horrible, Phil.
Shit.
Phil, my favorite bat boy story to tell is the first game, pitch, opening day. I'm the bat boy for the away team, single up the middle, and I'm just observing everything. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I'm just looking around. I'm on the field. This is so cool. And the fucking umpire just throws the bat at me. I'm like, fuck, that's kind of my job. I have to go get that shit. So yeah, I was a really bad bat boy, but it was fun times. It was fun times. Next game, let's talk about Padres Mets here. And everyone aboard the Dylan Cease train. Shitload of Dylan Cease backers I've seen, and I get it. And 63% of the bet, 75% of the money on the Padres. We don't bet home dogs at that price range, as everyone knows. And this line opened up at minus 109, and it just skyrocketed up to minus 125 for them. So I understand why everybody's on the Padres here. Dylan Cease is very good. Padres seeming to get going. I like Miguel personally. We've talked about him a few times about how he's one of my original guys when he was throwing really hard.
What about professionally? He said personally. Both personal and professional, or just?
No, I would say more personally than professionally at this point. At this point, it's definitely more personal. His last start, 4 2/3, 3 earned runs against the Marlins, not the best. 5 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned against the Nationals. And that was coming off of a 7 shutout inning against the Dodgers there. So definitely more of a personal like than a professional one, Connor. I can't confirm that. But I probably just stay off this game as well. And I like the Padres, but no action for me. Shout out to Justin McKelvey, the Stacks play of the day there. Dabby, what do you think? Sorry, Dabby, I saw his name. Connor, what do you think here?
There he is. Yeah, this seems like Miguel, the one spot is he's really good at home. It has been over the years. Because, Padres, I get them out of Petco Park on the road versus righty. They've been a lot better, and you got Cease on the mound. I get it why Justin is on their team total. Again, we haven't had any really runs in this one. Martinez hit a couple homers again yesterday.
Yeah, he's fucking good, huh?
Guy can hit. Professional hitter. Fast.
Great. He can't run. There will be no running.
No.
And obviously cannot be trusted in the field. The last time he played the field was 2018. But he's good.
He is. Luis Ariz. Are you kidding me? He's over 1.5 bases, plus 125. I wonder if I can find 130 because I didn't look that crazy. Hasn't been too crazy. I think he's off no hits yesterday. I love it. He's seen Miguel 4 for 6. You got to take a piece of Ariz off a no hit game. Right before this, 2-1-2. When I see the over 1.5 at that price, how hot he is, the righty, give it to me all day. Luis Ariz, plus 125 over 1.5.
Yeah, I think Connor. I don't bet these very often, but I think I'm gonna have to ride with you again. I mean, come on,
I
Luis
like it.
Arise.
Plus
Oh,
125.
Connor, there was and every time I think of Luis Arise, there was a moment for like 15 minutes, Connor, where I thought I was gonna get Luis Arise like tattooed on my fucking forehead for
When was
Venezuela
this?
for the Venezuela game,
Oh yeah,
WBC. He hits not one, but I think two home runs that game. Luis
unreal.
Arise, of all
Yeah,
people.
3 a year is 2.
God, man. And then, yeah, and everyone saw me
I
publicly
can see you.
orgasm. And
Were you
then
crying?
I wasn't. I would have almost did. I should have. Should have been in
Yeah,
a puddle of tears. I say that because I think Rocco Rogers said that shortstop is coming back tomorrow as well. Makes baseball a lot worse when he's playing. So, not excited for that. By the way, and that's the only reason I don't want the Phillies to win the World Series, Connor, by the way. I do not
why?
want I do not want that shortstop to have any professional
Uh,
success at all. I
I
want
get
him
it.
to fail every time he's on the field. So,
I get it.
what an asshole that guy is. And by the way, I'm sure, Connor, you've heard me rail against Kyrie throughout this NBA playoffs. The
Yes.
Philadelphia shortstop is still number one on my most hated sports list. Kyrie's like 2,
Really?
3, 4. That guy is number one, and it's not even close. So he's an enemy. He's an enemy for life for me. I'll never forgive him. Along with Evan Longoria, Nick
Yeah.
Johnson, Dan Johnson, whatever that guy's name was. I can't. These are just people that I'll never forgive.
Jose, was that the perfect outcome? Well,
No.
you wanted the Celtics to win, but no, you couldn't talk shit. The blowout, so you just sat there quietly.
Well, not for content purposes. It was very. I was just sitting there, just like
with that your fucking dog hat. What the fuck are
yeah.
you wearing
I
there?
was. Yeah, of course. I was just sitting there like, the fuck. I drove 5
Oh
hours
shit.
just to watch this ass whooping, and then all the confetti, and then Connor. All I heard all night was I was just walking or whatever, minding my own business. Hey Tatum, you fucking suck.
I love it.
All right. I just turned around. I just held 5 fingers up. And that was it. Let's talk Brewers Reds here. As we've diverted a little bit, Connor. We've diverted a little bit.
Well,
Brewers Reds here. Oh, and by the way, I am joining you at Luis Arise. I just have to find his fucking total braces. I got 120 there as well. So 2 official player props for me today. So it's gonna be very fun. Plus 120 there. Brewers Reds. Not a game I was interested in, admittedly. Again, Colin Ray. I go back and forth. Connor, I really do. I think he can be a quality back, like a good pitcher at times, in the vein of a Mitchell Parker, like good enough where he can just fly under the radar and we can bet him. And then, bad enough to, I don't know. But I just wanted him to be good. And he's pitched well over the last 4 starts now, 7 shutout or 7 innings, 1 earned run, 4 shutout innings against the Phillies, 5 1/3, 1 earned run against the Cubs. At the Red Sox, 5 2/3, 2 earned runs. But unfortunately, Connor, it seems like the market also knows this, and I just do not want to lay minus almost 140 with the Brewers here against the Reds team that I think is, I don't know if just as good is a little too strong, but they're like a half step down. I don't think that they're awful or like significantly worse than the Crew here. Yeah. So I stayed off this game too, just because I thought these teams were a lot closer. And I know they're 7 games back right now. The Reds are the Brewers, but I think that will tighten by the end of the year. So no action for me here, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, me too. The number's a little bit out there. I think it's the Brewers or nothing. Montas, I don't buy it. Sometimes he looks all right there, but on the road, it seems like he's good for 3 or 4. I wanted to see Milwaukee this year. He already gave up 5. There's a few bad starts, and on the flip side, Colin Ray last year at home here, he went 5 and gave up 2. But another start, he gave up 8 hits, 5 earned runs against the Reds. And there's some good numbers. Adames, Hoskins, and on the other side, Fraley, Benson. But what do we get? Can we get Colin Ray? He's a guy too that's just he doesn't walk a ton, but there's guys on base sometimes. He strikes out just 4 or 5. He never strikes. It's just consistent. Yeah, and I've always talked about my dealings with the Brewers. 41-29, by the way. Is it?
Yeah. I don't know if they're the most surprising division winner this year, and I'm going to assume they're going to win the division.
Yeah, I think
but
they win the division.
Losing Craig Counsell, no Corbin Burns, no Brandon Woodruff, and they still just kind of walk to this division. Sheesh.
Yeah.
It's not good for baseball, though. I do root for these cheap teams to fail. I will admit that, but good for them. Tigers, Astros, no pitcher for me. Connor, I don't know if you had an Astros pitcher. I had obviously Kenta Maeda. And God damn it, I felt so stupid yesterday when Spencer Spaghetti fucking got put on the mound late. I was like, there's no way. First of all, he's a young pitcher thrown into that spot last minute notice. He's not mentally there. That dude was fucking sitting back, chilling, just getting excited to watch Verlander pitch. And I should have just bet against him. I just God, that was so dumb. Young pitchers put in that spot should be faded almost every time. The same thing with, by the way, Jared Jones yesterday, who we said, I will never back a pitcher first start in Coors. We should fade those fuckers. Why? If we're not backing them, fade them. God damn it. But no action, obviously, for me. Did you have any Astros pitchers?
I have Blanco now everywhere.
Oh.
Do you have it?
Ronald Blanco starting. Let me refresh my odds site real quick because I have not seen it listed.
I wonder what we get with him. He bounced back decent against the Giants. He kind of got hit the last few starts before that because I don't know if he's as good as his ERA. But Tigers, after all those runs yesterday, I don't know.
And all
is this normal rest for him? Real quick, is this normal rest?
I'm looking up right now. And everyone knows if you've been watching this program, I'm all aboard the fade Ronaldo Blanco fade train. He pitched on the 11th. So 5 days. It's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been fading him, and it's been successful at times. The Giants 6-inning 1 earned run. That was not a successful one. But he went 5 2/3, 4 earned runs against the Cardinals, 4 2/3, 4 earned runs against the Minnesota Twins. I think he's just going to be that guy, and I think we should fade him as well. This game kind of screams over at this point now, but
it's dropped, right? Half a run. That's what I saw. 8.5 to 8.
That's interesting. Let me refresh here because
I don't trust it. I don't trust Maeda on the road. Like he had that one start, the Rays can't lick. That was April 23rd. But the first start of the year, the White Sox 6. He gave up 7 to Cleveland. I had that Boston start. I was on the Red Sox team total. They got that right away. 8 hits, 5 earned runs. And then he has a decent start. He went 4 innings after he pitched only a couple pitches that start before and just came right out. He was decent against the Nats. Still 4 walks, 5 Ks. How do you not take the Astros team total? They've drove me crazy in the past, Jose, this Astros team, but Maeda, doesn't he seem like he gives up 3 or 4 here?
Yeah, I feel that way as well, and I feel that way about Ronald Blanco and the Astros as a whole. They can give up 3-4 as well. What are we getting for a team total in the Astros here? We're getting 4.5. I'm getting 4.5 minus 115, so not bad. 3.5 minus 115 for the Tigers is also semi-interesting, admittedly. I'm not going to move on the game, but I would fade Ronald Blanco here, and I like an over, admittedly. Even with that drop, I think the over is interesting here. Any official action for you, Connor?
Yeah, give me the Astros team total.
All right, Astros team total official for Connor. Let's touch on this doubleheader. I had no interest in either game. Over versus Sears. Okay pitching matchup. I'd be semi-interested in the A's here. Oakland against righties this month so far dead last in baseball. So that is obviously not ideal. And the Twins against lefties. They are 11th, 117 weighted runs created plus. So the stats are not going to make you feel better about betting the A's in this game. I'll say that. Market in this first game, 90% of the bets, 97% of the money on the Minnesota Twins. Jesus. This opened up at minus 170, is now up to minus 200. This is definitely going to be a cash cow spot for Troy Torrance. I bet you that. But no action here for me, Connor. Keeping it short and sweet. By the way, 88% of the bets, 90% of the money on the over. And we went up a half run from 8.5 to 9 already. So any thoughts?
This is tricky. I want the under more in this game. But it's now we have the double header. I was looking at this yesterday before the rain delay, because then we have Estes Paddock. I think that could have more of the runs. So I just hate these double headers. I think Sears could pitch all right in this spot. I mean, at times he can get touched. The Twins, though, nothing. Correa's been better. Lewis is back. He's been hot. If these guys can get rolling, Miranda, the lineup's all right. But it always seems like there's patchwork with the Twins here, in and out. So I think this first game, Oakland, anything here in the under is what I was looking at. Bailey Ober, this big a favorite? Come on now. I know the A's bottom of it. It's just what it is. Like you were talking about, worst first righties. You know the whole deal. You bet on this shitty team, Jose.
Yeah, I love doing it. I love doing it.
He said, I love doing it. Well, look at Ober lately.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you have any thoughts on the second game as well? Because Ober's fine, but you know what's crazier to me, Connor? Chris Paddock being minus 190?
Yeah. No way. Joey Estes,
high.
Joey Estes, though, and he's had those last few starts have been all right. I've seen a ton of him. He's got some pretty good stuff. And this is the PCL. I see him in Vegas. He gets lit up. I mean, he gets rocked. So I always when I watch him, I was at one of the games last year. He got ripped. And he's got control problems at times. But yeah, Paddock, this price, I think if you take the A's both games, I think you're going to cash at least one of them. Near both, you're getting plus 200.
I mean, I agree with you there. I tend to think these split, but I'm not going to move on either game here. And you're not either, I assume?
No.
All right, let's move on to another game I didn't have a pitcher for. Pirates. They are not going to throw Paul Skeens in the altitude. They are not going to do it. I think that. They watched their boy Jared Jones get touched up, and they're like, maybe we could throw a bullpen day here, and then give Skeens a day where he can go into, I don't know where the fuck they're going tomorrow, the Pirates. But I just don't think Skeens goes. I think this is going to be a bullpen day. Connor, do you have a pitcher here?
I have Jeffries now. Is that you?
Let me see here. Yeah, I don't have it official. Dalton Jeffries, though, of A's fame.
Yeah, they brought him back up. He is awful. When he started back in May, he was horrible. I mean, his ERA is 17, 2 starts. I mean, come on now. Just awful. What's the number? I love that bet yesterday with the Rockies. Hudson's tough. This should be more runs. Now 16, the whole 20 runs again. I'm not so sure, but I think this is Rockies again to go to Hudson on the mound. You're not getting plus 150 because, with Jones. But that was a perfect with him, you were saying, Jose. I'm just like, and his road starts, he hadn't had a bad one, but his road starts had been hit way harder. His ERA was 2 at home and like almost 5 on the road.
It was so annoying. I even said it. I was like, I'll never back one of these guys, blah, blah, blah. And I knew, I was so annoyed. Did you see how they scored? They stole home. The fucking
McMahon.
Fucking just throw
Dookie ass. Oh my!
That shit you see in Little League.
Yes.
And then my favorite part was Jared Jones catching it in fucking disgust and just turning, or not even considering throwing it to home. Like, fuck you, and just turned around. It was so funny to me. Oh my God! Bad. But But yeah, shout out to Jared Jones in the Pirates here. And by the way, Connor, I'm sure you know this, but my guy Tupa Chica Marticano of the sweeping the Dodgers fame suspended for life for gambling on it was just disrespectful to see. He was a horrible
Did you see
gambler,
it?
but I still have the game. I still have the jersey. It's a great jersey now.
I know. Did you see how horrible he was? Like putting
Yeah,
like
it was
$300 parlays and not hitting nothing.
it was tough.
What the fuck was he
Connor,
doing?
I think I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this loud and proud. I guarantee you, Connor, I guarantee you, I am the best Venezuelan sports capper in the world. That is a fact that no one can disprove.
Well, you
Look
got
at
him
fucking
beat.
that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
3.6%.
get a hold of him. I mean, he's banned for life.
Yeah, I think he should co-host with me. We'll track his action and just keep fading him. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. All right, let's go to our next game here.
Rockies. Yeah, I'm gonna have a piece of him, I think, here. What's the first 5? It's just 105.
I have no line.
Well, I haven't bet it yet, but yeah, I like it.
No, I get you. Ride the Dakota Hudson train. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next game, and it's kind of surprising. The Angels, we're getting a Ben Joyce opener. Connor, this feels like something that like Donald Sterling would do if he was like a baseball owner. Like, fuck it, let's throw our guy out there that throws 105 miles an hour to get people in the stadium. People want to see this guy. Throw him first. So they'll throw Ben Joyce out there. He'll throw fucking 103. He'll get everyone fired up. And then after 1 inning, he'll just throw, all right, Jose Suarez, get out there. Lefty, does not throw 100 miles an hour. Going to be much less exciting. I didn't want anything to do with this game. I wanted to look at the Angels against lefties because the full season they've been okay, but this month, I should say, have been bad. So didn't back a team total here. Kyle Harrison's very good. I don't know about very good, but I think he is good to say the least there. 86% of the bets, 89% of the money on the Giants, and 80% of the bets and money on the over in this game. Connor, thoughts?
You see that Donald Sterling, that new show?
Yes, I have.
Al Bundy plays him.
I still barely know who Al Bundy is, Connor.
Well, that's it.
But yes, I do know of that actor, and it's very funny to watch. Like, I've been showing Helga this because obviously she fucking has no idea who Donald Sterling is and all this shit. And she's just watching this, and I was like, yeah, this all really happened. And I'll remember this. And then I told her because the last episode, they finally got to the part where the tapes dropped and they're reacting. And I was like, what do you think they did in response to this tape? And she's like, they probably like boycotted, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, buddy, prepared to be underwhelmed. Fucking just flipping your warm-ups inside out. Fucking got his ass. That was hilarious. But yeah, funny show that is.
Yeah, shout out to our guy who just retired, Dylan Bundy.
He just retired? Say it ain't
Yeah,
so.
He's done. Yeah, I can't fade him anymore.
Fuck.
My guy, Dylan Bundy.
Another guy who needs to come on the show.
Yes. Swig Bets. What's going on, my man? Kevin Pillar, Vitalis. Yeah, both these teams hit lefties. Well, I just don't like taking overs, San Francisco home games. The Angels tops, though, here. Harrison hasn't been great as of late. And so what's this going to be? Suarez, the primary. Kelly just there's some lines for the Colorado game. I have them up, DK and others. So I maybe want to double check. But, yeah, I was thinking both team totals. Just, Giants have moved up. And someone just put Pilar in there. Where's Matt Chapman? Earth to this fucking guy.
The streakiest hitter in baseball.
Yeah, but against the lefty, Flores, I had him the other day. He didn't come through. Ramos, Soler. This is kind of the lineup you'd want against a lefty, especially if Suarez is going to go 4 or 5. So, but I think the Angels, have some value here, right?
Yeah. I mean, I lean that way. I almost took their team total over, but the numbers against lefties this month just scared me off.
They've been
And
a
their
little bit,
full
even
season they've been good.
Ward's come off. Pilar hit a homer the other day, though.
God, I can't
Adele,
believe
some
we're
of these
still talking.
numbers were crazy. These guys were a little bit above, what they
Yeah.
should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, again, they're eighth full season. They're great. 114 weighted runs created plus, and that's this, that's just this month. They're 89 plate appearances, so not that many, but 97 weighted runs created plus. So we'll see. And by the way, shout out to Al Bundy. 3 touchdowns in one game. Polk
Four.
high.
Four.
4.
Don't three.
4.
Don't chintz. Don't chintz. Ow. 4 touchdowns, 1 game, baby.
And
he let everybody know about it.
Apparently, he had a super horny wife.
Pig?
I guess that's what Kelly's saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Al's wife wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
He didn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, he had to drag Al sometimes. He was just reliving his high school years. You know how it goes.
No. Shout out to Al and his 4 touchdowns there. Let's go to our next game, and let's talk about my guy, Billy Friedrichs, Drew Thorpe. We bet him last time, casher, plus 10. I think it was minus 105 because I had to rebet it actually because we bet it plus 1/2, first 5. Connor, I think I'm just going to go back to the well. Honestly,
Yeah.
First 5 plus 1/2. Lines moving towards the Diamondbacks. Sure, Jordan Montgomery finally had a good start. But here's the thing, Connor, and I think this is just going to be a rule for me going forward now on for gambling. These pitchers that sign late, I will fade them every start for the first 3 months or whatever it is. Because Blake Snell said it. Jordan Montgomery's results have been ass. I just really think that it kills those guys to not have a spring training to think of or speak of, really. So, Drew Thorpe, I trust you. I believe in you, and I'll back you here. 86% of the bets, 80% of the money on the Diamondbacks. Unsurprising, obviously. This is surprising. 76% of the money and 75% of the bets on the under in this game. Cannot believe that. Just so many over bets. People actually betting the unders have made me proud. This opened up at a minus 157. Now we're up to minus 172 for the Diamondbacks. So traditionally, I'd be nervous. And we went from an 8.5 juice to the under. Now it is juice to the over here. Funny enough, with all that money on the over. Yeah, give me the over. I'd lean over, but I will take White Sox first 5 minus or plus 1/2. Excuse me here, backing Drew Thorpe yet again here in his second start.
Totally agree with you here. White Sox. I didn't go crazy on it yesterday. I like that over too, but I was worried the White Sox weren't gonna score a shitload of runs. They scored 5. Vaughn did a 3-run homer. They scored a bunch more. Montgomery just hasn't been right. There's some good numbers too. It's not crazy here, Jose, but off Montgomery, 39 at bats, 12 hits. Tommy Pham, 3 for 7. Vaughn, 2 for 7.
I'm also, Connor. This is great. I'm gonna add White Sox team total over 3.5 here as well.
What's the number?
3.5. I'm getting minus 110. Just straight minus 110 for that too. I mean, you're right, and those numbers are great that those guys have. And then this last month, 16 days against lefties, White Sox 6th best in the league, 143 weighted runs created plus, and you could say 5th best because the Oakland A's are in second, and they only have 60 plate appearances. So you just throw them out. Top 5 offense right now against lefties against Montgomery, who's been horrible, and he's coming off of a decent start. So I really like the White Sox today.
We don't have the lineup, but it's going to be stacked to all righties. DeJong, Jolks, Vaughn. I don't blame you for that, but I'll definitely have a piece of the White Sox. This Thorpe kid, he's the real deal, obviously.
Yep.
Then they need him because the White Sox blow. They just brought him right up.
They're like, fuck it, we need to bring people to the ballpark.
He could get hit here. This is D-backs at home. But I just think the value with them, you have to take. With him on the mound, White Sox get a few runs. You maybe hear off Montgomery, especially first 5. And they might blow it. They scored
Oh,
enough yesterday
they
where,
will.
yeah, don't go. It's like the right, just first five. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Billy Friedrich, who is a White Sox fan, and he's made a lot of money just as soon as the fucking White Sox go up, their starter comes out, bet against them, that bullpen will collapse. So yeah, first five strictly, team total over 3.5. And I definitely did think about taking both the plus a half and first five money line here, but the line moving towards the Diamondbacks, a little scary. So I like I'll just stick to the plus a half here, and I'll take that team total. So it's gonna be fun. By the way, Rocco mentioned Josh Fleming starting for the Pirates, and then I'm assuming Dalton will come in after him. But Josh Fleming, the opener here, I think. So we'll see. Thank you, Rocco. All right, next Royals Dodgers. Shout out to MJ Melendez for I will call it now the at bat of the year. The at-bat of the year against Blake Trinan yesterday. 12 pitches, grinded his ass off with the bases loaded, ended up with a home run. There's a stat here, Connor. Here's your fun fact of the day. There have only been, I believe, three at-bats with more pitches that ended in a grand slam. And that was Mookie Betts in 2018. Every Red Sox fan knows that well. And then in 1992, good old Gary Scott, 13 pitches. So shout out to both of them. But here we go. I mean, Brady Singer, I do not think is that guy. Do not think is that guy to stop the Dodgers here. In Glass now, I've been doing this thing, Connor, recently where if there's a pitcher or I guess a bullpen that has just been used up and they need that starter to go a long time. I've taken it twice now and it's cashed both. I bet the over outs because I know that they need him to go as well. And the Dodgers are kind of in that category. Yamamoto pulled his like tricep or something, tricep weakness. And he got pulled. So they used a shitload of people. Now they still have Alex Vesia, Evan Phillips, and Daniel Hudson. Who did not throw yesterday, and I would consider them probably your top three pitchers. Connor, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. It also helped that grand slam made it a blowout for the Royals, so they didn't have to use those guys. But I expect Glasnow to go here today. The Royals are good offense, sure, but I think this might be a little bit overpowering for them. So I stayed off. I considered Glasnow over outs, but truthfully, I would want the bullpen a little more gassed. So I didn't move on this game. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, this is like a huge just Sunday day game. Like if they need a big start from him because he just hasn't been good of late. He gave it the runs. He had a bunch of Ks, in that last start versus the Yankees. But I think he could pitch well. The price, though, is no way.
It's always ridiculous with Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah,
he gets lined the highest out of any pitcher in baseball. And I think it's absurd every time.
Tell the Dodgers they're going to get hot, go on one of these crazy winning streaks like they do, like it matters, but through the regular season. How do you take them here? Just no way. Like the value here is with the Royals, team that's 10 games over 500. I know they've been they dropped some finally at home in the last few weeks, and they haven't been great on the road. But I'll take this lineup. I wanted to double check the numbers. They're not great off Glasnow. I mean, they used to see him a bunch. Here, what is it? Yeah, I haven't seen him a ton, but 278, 10 for 36. Bobby Witt, 2 for 5 with a homer. Salvi, 3 for 10. I mean, the value's here with the Royals. But it seems like a good start for Glasnow. I kind of like the under, too.
Yeah, I think value on the Royals, but I'm with Rocco. If I was gunned ahead and someone told me that I had to make a bet on this game, I think I would just take Gallows, fucking Glasnow outs, and then just roll with that. And I'm assuming it's probably like 17.5 here. I'm curious to see what they are here. By the way, I love that you can now, like, I know it's a little more popular now, but I love that you can bet on walks now pretty prominently. It's so funny to me. That is just so fucking funny to me. Over 1.5 walks for Glasnow, minus 140. So I definitely bet that. But Glasnow outs 18.5. They want you to bet that shit. So no action for me in this game. Let's move on. We've got 2 more games left. 2 good games. Rangers, Seattle Mariners, Dane Dunning versus Logan Gilbert. Mariners want to bring out the brooms here, Connor. And I think they might. I said, I think on Saturday that this Mariners offense is finally starting to come around. We talked about it. Yeah, well, for them, that's all they need because their pitching is just so fucking good. If they could just if they were just top 10 in offense, I would consider them a World Series candidate. But they're not that team that could be trusted in the playoffs here. You know, they don't have enough pop. And by the way, I heard I think it was like John Boy or whatever the fuck those guys talking about how if the Pete Alonso went to the Mariners, they'd be a World Series candidate. No, they wouldn't. Pete Alonso fucking sucks. Pete Alonso
what is this weird shit? I think I saw that. I'm like, stop it. No. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, stop.
Pete Alonso is not gonna. He's gonna be so disappointed in free agency when he does not get $100 million. There's no shot he gets $100 million in free agency, and if the Mariners got him, it'd be a real shame. I would be disappointed, and that's it. They need to get much more. But their offense this month has just been great. They're against righties. They're 16th. No, that's full season. 16th, 198 weighted runs created plus. So that's full season. Like that's like, fine. But this month they're 6th, 122 weighted runs created plus against righties here. And if they could just do a little bit of that, I believe in them. So yeah, they definitely got the starting pitching. They need bullpen help. I agree with you there, Rocco, because I don't trust that either. They're I forget, it's Medina. I forget who their closer is now. He throws super hard inside him. I just forget his name. He's okay, but like it's just that's it. And they've got these random guys that go out there and throw well. But I think they're semi-live here today to lose this game. Honestly, I think Dane Dunning, the Rangers, want to avoid getting swept. Logan Gilbert's good, but I don't know. The Mariners have been a bad team for me to back here, Connor. They're like my version of the Brewers, except the Brewers are also my version of the Brewers. And thank you, Munoz. I just couldn't trust them, and I don't want to trust them here. So I'll stay off. But I really hope the Mariners are active in the trade deadline for some more bats and a bullpen armor too.
Yeah, I just hit 230. Or whatever the hell they are. It's not going to cut it along. The bullpen hasn't been great. I don't even love their bullpen, too, with the Mariners. I mean, they have the starters. Dane Dunning, that last start was horrible. I think he could pitch better here. We got a low total. With games at home, especially after yesterday, late runs, Jose, they've just bounced back and been an under again with the Mariners. All season long at home, the numbers are crazy, and that's where I'd be. I know there's a few actually. There was a few 7.5 still, but 7. Gilbert could give up the long ball, but Holmes a little bit different. Rangers haven't hit him. His starts are all kind of 5-6 innings. He's given up 2. There's 2 guys that hit him all right. Seager 6 for 18, with a couple doubles and a homer, and Nate Lowe was 10 for 30. But other than that, he's been pretty good. And on the flip side, Cal Raleigh has some all right numbers. I love Cal Raleigh, but it's just swing or miss with him. It's all or nothing. Yeah, it's 220. So he's not helping.
And he's still, it's funny. He's still like the second best offensive catcher in the league too. He's still
I know. Yeah,
good.
He's good.
Yeah, but I've just been thinking here, Connor. Like, who do I want the Mariners to trade for? Like, go get. If you want fucking Pete Alonso, sure, but go get fucking Luis Robert. Go give up Brian Wu and Herbie Hancock. Get Luis Roberts.
You get my guy Wu?
Yeah, fuck them.
All
They've
right.
got plenty of bodies.
True.
They've got plenty of bodies. Go get Lou Bob. I guess go get fucking Pete Alonso and go throw some bullpen arms in there, and I'll take you seriously starting then. But mark that down, everyone. Mariners, Luis Robert, please and thank you.
I'd like to take the Rangers here, their dogs, but they're just not the same
Their
team.
bullpen is horrible.
Right now.
This is what I thought they would be last year.
The lineup's horrible. They've dealt with injuries. It's just, I don't know. They're hungover as fuck. They're like, we won a title. We weren't supposed to win one. We're gonna go back to being dog shit.
Yeah, again, it's fucking disgusting that I was all against them all last year, and now they're finally the team that I thought they would be last year. So it's disgusting, but whatever. I mean, I said the Dodgers aren't going to win the World Series this year, Connor. So congratulations on the World Series.
Yeah, I'll be right back. God damn it.
All right, last game. Let's talk about it here real quick. Yankees, Red Sox, Sunday Night Baseball. We know we love it. I'll tell you now, if you got the over-under hours played in this game, take the over because these games are going to be long as fuck. They always are. Marcus Stroman, old friend, coming back here. You know, obviously the Red Sox, and then he knows Fenway Park from his Toronto days. I'm curious to see if we've got any decent batter versus pitcher with Marcus Stroman here because I don't think so, but I would like to check right now, I guess, to make sure. Versus Cutter Crawford, who has not been good, just not been good recently. He did have his recent start was solid because, I wouldn't say, I guess, simply because this, but they gave him a day off before, and it turned into 2 days because they had an off day before, so it was a little more rested. 6 innings, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, so it was not bad. We got fucked by an error. But it's just not have been good. It just has not been good. So it's been tough for me to back him as well against Marcus Stroman, who now let's talk about these batter versus pitcher here. He is, I've seen them a lot actually. Tyler O'Neill doesn't touch him. Not one soul on this Red Sox team hits him well, which is not a good start here for us. His last start against the Red Sox, 2023 against the Red Sox with the Cubs, 6 innings, 1 hit ball over 3 hits there. And then the before that was in 2021 against the Metropolitans here. So, yeah, like Tyler O'Neill, 11 at-bats, 2 hits. Rafael Devers, 10 at-bats, 1 hit. Jesus. Dom Smith, 0 for 7. It's just not good there. And the only person that hits them decently, good old Bobby Dahlback, 2 for 2. Let's talk about the market here because this is what started piquing my interest in the Boston Red Stockings here, Connor. 81% of the bets and 95% of the money on the New York Yankees. Everyone could kind of guess that. Sunday Night Baseball favored after losing the game before. This opened up at minus 130, minus 140, and it's dropped to minus 130. So very interesting. All that money on the one side, and it's gone down. Even our friends at like Bookmaker opened this at minus 150, and it went down to minus 130. So I think the Red Sox are alive here. Now, this is a worry because this is definitely sharp trap territory, as my guy Troy Torrance would say. I have the note here. Do not bet home dogs from plus 120 to minus 102. And here I am wanting to take the Boston Red Sox here at plus 120 against the Yankees. When I know, Connor, I know who this team is. This team is the most average 500 team in baseball. It is just a fact. I'm sure if you guys are on baseball Twitter a little bit, you'll see the Red Sox 500 fucking tweet. I see it every fucking day. It's Connor. It'll make you laugh. I'm sure you might have seen it at this point. It's like the Red Sox have been these are the Red Sox's records recently. They have been 32 and 32, 31 and 31, 30 and 30, 29 and 28, 27 and 27, 28 and 28, all the way down to 26. They have done this for a long ass time now. And guess what? They're 35 and 35, and they won yesterday. So guess what? I
Yeah.
I think they're gonna lose here today because this is what they do. Now I thought they were gonna lose yesterday and then win today to do it, but I just go back and forth with this team, man. And they're starting to show me hope, Connor. I'm getting into it a little bit. Jaron Duran's going to be
It's
an all-star
false.
this year.
Yeah, he's
been
very
great.
good. Yes.
At one point, he didn't even know how to field a baseball, and now he's a decent outfielder.
Yeah. Well, it's his
Tanner
bat.
Houck is very good. But Cutter Crawford is scary. Cutter Crawford worries me.
He is scary.
And I don't know what to do, Connor. So I want to hear your thoughts and feelings on this game, Yankees-Red Sox.
Yeah. At least, yeah. Like Morgan, I mean, it's the Yankees. Their line's going to be, or at least this is coming down,
Yeah.
It's open. It's down to 130, or even lower than that. And the Red Sox price, even down to plus 115. Stroman's been good, all year long. I think he pitches well. I think the big key here is Crawford, and he's had a few starts against the Yankees. Good, one this year already, Jose. And this lineup, obviously for the Yankees, very good. And God damn it, does he seem due to have pitched well at home here?
Yeah,
It's been a while. I mean,
yeah, he pitched okay in that last start, and it was just because we're saying okay because 4 runs. Again, he got fucked on an error.
Yeah,
and it's
that
the
error.
Phillies, so I consider that a decent start. But I know what you're talking about, like a shutdown performance. He does have success against the Yankees. 23, like you mentioned, he's faced them. 4 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 7 Ks, 3 walks. Last year, 6 innings, 1 earned run. Again, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Just pitches well against them. Aaron Judge, by the way, 10 at bats, 2 hits. Glaber, 10 at bats, 2 hits.
Well,
worried about today.
Yeah, it's Sunday Night Baseball. 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this game would be 5 hours long, million runs. Not so much lately, Jose. I'm on the under. I took it earlier. I got even money. Under 9. The first 5 is 5. You could go that route. Maybe there's some runs early if one of these guys got hit. I like both the bullpens decently, and Yankees more, obviously. But yeah, even money, I took the under 9, and I definitely was leaning Red Sox. We talked about it earlier. Just seems like the number maybe should be bigger, but huge game, right? Red Sox, I know they won yesterday, but Sunday Night Baseball, huge rivalry. Yanks, Red Sox.
First series of the year, too. 1-1. Yeah, it's a big game.
Yeah, rubber.
One that I would really appreciate the Red Sox winning.
Do they play tomorrow or no? Or is this it?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
This is it. So, yeah, I want them to win this game very badly. I'll tell you that. And I don't want that to cloud my judgment here. So I like that under with you here, Connor. I really do. I might move on it. I think, Connor, I will admit, I've said the Yankees are gonna make the World Series this year. And that's gonna break my soul if they do. But there is only 2 other people that I like seeing fail more on the Yankees than Clay Holmes. Oh my God. I love watching Clay Holmes blow saves. I don't know what it is. You could arguably argue he's the best closer in baseball. And I'd be like, okay, sure. But I just fucking love it. It's so satisfying for me. And he has not thrown in 2 days after blowing a save recently. And I guarantee he throws here today. And he sucks against the Red Sox. He is horrid against the Red Sox. And that might be another reason why I find it funny as well. I'm actually now going to look up Clay Holmes' numbers against the Red Sox just for my curiosity's sake at this point, because it's just too funny, Connor. It is just too funny to me that I feel like every time he comes in, he blows saves. I don't know what it is, but Connor, let's recap our action here.
Yeah.
So we can get the people going. Connor, I guess you start off here, and I'll figure out my shit over here.
Yeah, well, this under here, Yankees, Red Sox, under 9 even money. Astros team total over 4.5. I got plus 105. there. White Sox first 5 plus 135. Give it to me. Bad team. And I'm going to look for the price on the Rockies here, first 5. I haven't bet it. I'm going to look around for it. That was it. What were the I gave out Lane Thomas prop.
Yep.
Arise
Naylor.
over 1.5. Naylor. Those are my 3. I have Arenado as well. So I mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
RBI. The old man. The old man. That was it.
All right. Beautiful. Yeah, and by the way, Connor, I've been, tracking my total base props that I've been quietly doing, I guess. I haven't bet any of them officially really. And I've just been tracking to see how I've been doing, winning money, so I can't complain about that. But I'm actually going to be making not 1 but 2 player props here official. So call me the player prop boy now. Here are my official plays. White Sox first 5. I'm going to take the money line instead of the +0.5 because I think we're getting that volatility with that total seemingly going up there, Connor. So you taking the money line.
What was that? What was the half? Are you like minus 105?
Minus 110.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind the push. I am. So.
Yeah, and with hopefully allegedly more variance because of that total going up. Hopefully, this is the White Sox scoring run. So plus 135 for me there. White Sox team total over 3.5 minus 110. The Yankees Red Sox under 9 even money. Cleveland Guardians full game money line plus 109. Josh Naylor home run plus 550 officially official. It's going to be very fun to watch that. And Luis Ariz over 1.5 bases plus 120. God damn it, Connor. Luis Ariz. I don't know how it would have been dangerous how much I would have loved a Luis Ariz. I would have worshipped at his altar. I would have bought the jerseys. I would have bought everything if that fucking shortstop wasn't such an asshole, man. Fucking asshole. Oh my God, it makes me so angry. All over again. Makes me so angry all over again. But Connor, thank you so much for joining me on a Sunday. I know these are early mornings for you, so I appreciate you for joining. Where can people find you?
Just find me, Conor Mac Picks, on Twitter. That is it. I like the Cardinals. That was my lean. Same with you, Jose?
Yeah, I'd lean Cardinals, Panger Life. That's just me, as well. But I didn't make it official, obviously. And then, Danny, if you want a quick opinion, San Diego.
San Diego. Just take a rise. 1.5. We just said it. Plus 125.
Yeah, we both are on that. So, yes, we like San Diego, but specifically Luis Ariz. It's going to be interesting. I don't know if he hits leadoff. I assume. I don't know. But he's going to lead off the game with a single. And then 3 innings later, he'll hit another single. And then we'll all just laugh. And then in the 7th inning, he'll come back up and then hit another single here.
Yeah.
So it'll be fun.
It's just you just called it. It's clockwork.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone in here real quick. I'll hit Rocco, Robert Martin. My man, great to see you. Danny, everyone in here. Rob Free. What up, John? Shout out to everyone. Morgan. Hit the like button. That's all we asked for. And again, happy Father's Day. If you got your dad, he's alive.
Father's Day, Connor?
No, my dad's not here. He's in another state.
But you?
Yeah, no, I'm not a father. No father.
Well, come on. This is a guy's day, Connor. This is a day you got pets or something around.
Yeah, yeah. Me and my pets.
I'm milking it.
Ace Ventura.
I'm a dad.
Well, a little different, but.
Well,
shout out
thank
to you,
you,
Jose.
Connor, for joining me here. I appreciate you. And maybe I'll do something with my dad. I guess I'll drive over.
Hey, your dad's right down the street, right? Come on.
Yeah, I guess I'll go see him. And then my other dad, who knows? I don't know what Jimmy's up to today. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
God bless.
White dad. Canadian dad.
White dad.
Yeah. Does your dad drink beer? Does your dad drink beer? Or any alcohol?
Not really, no. He's more of a... Because all Venezuelan people, apparently our national drink is cognac, whiskey. I don't know. I don't know if those are I don't know if those are the same thing or the different thing. I don't know. Well, whiskey and water. That's all they drink.
Nice. So, I like it. Your raccoon dad.
I am. Yeah, I am a proud raccoon dad. I'm gonna ask my apartment people. Have you evicted those guys yet? Do you guys have any pictures? It's very funny, actually. So, by the
Are
way,
they
one
going
of
to
the
take
maintenance
care of the problem? Is they going to handle it?
I moved
Yeah,
apartments.
I know.
That's up to them. I don't fucking know anymore. But I did walk by one of the maintenance dudes recently, Connor. He was like, "Hey, look at this!" And then it was just like a fucking raccoon just chilling on the patio of where I used to live. And I was like, "Yeah, that's their place now. They took that shit over." So shout out to them. But shout out to you guys in the chat, Rocco. By the way, it's nice to see you out of the hospital, my man. Glad you're okay. Glad that
Hell
you're
yeah.
back in the chat, my guy Rocco. Nice to see you. Parlangel, Robert, Danny, Panger, McKelvey, Justin, Jake, all you guys, we appreciate you. Rob Freed, John Chow, Morgan, thank you. Professor Chris was in here. Thank you guys all for watching. Shout out to you, Swiggy, as well for making the website run. And don't forget to visit the Pub Sports Radio website. A bunch of shit over there. You can catch the live streams there. You can see contests there.
Who won the UFC, Swig?
That's a great question, Swig. Let us
That's
know.
right.
You
Fill us
Swig
in.
is the dawn of the UFC contest as well. Join those. It's all good
Jose,
fun.
real quick.
Please.
We just got our guy in here, Sky Moneyline. You on your WNBA guy here?
You know, Connor, unfortunately the player props have replaced the WNBA.
Okay.
So I can only do certain things at a time, and the capping of the WNBA is now being taken away by capping of the player props. So it's
all right. Let's just check it in.
Man, it's funny. Yeah, but shout out to you, Rocco. Don't worry, we saw the comments, Rocco. The raccoons will be loved today, my guy. So thanks everyone for watching. Stay hey, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.